Hey guys, welcome to our new YouTube channel, Fortnite Rates. Today, on our first episode, we will be rating the Ghoul Trooper and the Brianiac skin. First, we're going to start with the Ghoul Trooper skin. How do you feel about the Ghoul Trooper skin, Bobby?
Well, in my opinion, Ghoul Trooper, I never really seemed to like it even when it was OG, and a lot of people liked it because it was. But I don't know, something about it just isn't my style. I'm not sure if it's the color scheme or the ripped up clothes, but I never really liked. Well, at first. So, what
I'm
I
going to
do
stop
like
you right
about the
there,
skin
Bobby.
is, well, it's a zombie.
Bobby,
When I was young, I always liked zombie things, okay?
I'm going to stop you right there. Can you go back to where you said ripped clothing? Your
Yeah.
mic cut out.
Oh, okay. Well, as I was saying, I'm not sure if I don't like it because of the color scheme or it was because of the ripped clothing, but I just never seem to like it. But what I do like about it, though, it's a zombie skin, and, well, who doesn't like zombies? There's Walking Dead, DayZ, there's plenty of movies and shows based around zombies. But this skin just didn't catch my attention, so I didn't really like it. But the thing about it, it's kind of basic for me. It's kind of like a default skin, except the skin texture's changed, but the outfit is basically the same. First I'm going to talk about the default style, and, well, it's alright. I like the mouth is half and half, normal, and then teeth, and then the nose is kind of blackened out to seem like it's not really there. But what throws me off on the head is that it has glasses, which gives a kind of humanizing tone to this not-so-human skin. And I feel like that's why it's not on the zombie style of it. But I don't really like that. The hair, I kind of like how it's two different colors, but those are really the only good things about the skin in my opinion. And honestly, it's not a really good skin. Yes, it was OG and it's purple, but just because it's purple doesn't mean it's good. And just because it's OG, it doesn't mean that either. Any thoughts, Egan?
Well, I agree with you a lot on your opinions, but I also do kind of like this skin. I realize that you said that you did not really like the skin because it wasn't special to you, but I remember when this skin first came out, I really wanted it, but I was not able to afford it. This skin is, in my opinion, is a good skin because I remember the want that I had for this skin, and I wanted it so bad, but I never got it. Going to the ripped clothing, it does add some neat textures for this skin, and it does look like Ramirez, the default, which got her wide fame from the Save the World series of Fortnite, where she is the main character
Yeah.
and the first character that you ever first play as in the simulation. But yeah, as I'm spinning around, I noticed the different hair color of Ramirez and the sunglasses on the head that you had realized or noticed. But basically, other than that, it's basically a default skin with very vivid, bright colors. But overall, I like this skin. How about you?
Well, as I said, and as you said, it's not very special to me, so I don't really like it. And some of the features are more human than zombie, like the glasses and the boots.
Yeah.
But, it's not that cool to me. But I do like how there's some pink to kind of emanate, like, under skin, like muscles or tissue and stuff like that. And I kind of like how under her right eye, which to us is her left, there's some,
Nope,
it
that's
kind
her
of,
right eye.
yeah, but to us it's her left.
Oh,
It's kind of ripped, so it seems like under that eye, something happened. And as I said before about her mouth, it's ripped half and half, so her right mouth kind of seems like her teeth are showing. And I really like that about this skin. This skin is good in some features, but in my opinion, it's not anything I would buy. Shall we go on to the zombie, or not yet?
yes, Bobby, you made some very good points there. About the ripped teeth, the glossy lipstick on the other side, and the ripped eye and the muscle tissue. I say we move on to the zombie style.
Okay. The
First thing I noticed with this style is the different pants and different color skin. You noticed on the pants and shirt that there are rips in it, but only on one side. That means they most likely got in an accident, but also, as you look on the rear view of this skin, you, you see a rip in the back of the shirt, above the belt, and a rip, below her pistol holster straps on her right leg. But also, you notice there are no sunglasses and there is white hair. The
yeah.
the dog tags are basically the same, but the shirt looks a lot nicer in this one. It doesn't have that sweat stain, but it is ripped. I do like the feature of the green, but I think in my opinion, I like the blue better. What do you think about that?
Well, I since I'm not much of a fan of this skin, and I didn't really like the old style, this one, unlike most of the Fortnite players, I kind of like this style. I like the green because it looks more zombie-like, and you didn't mention this, so I will. I like how the eyes, unlike in the previous style, are more undead. They're all yellow, while on the other
Yeah.
one they seem more human-like, where they're just eyes. I like the white hair because it kind of gives that feel that like it's old, a decayed body or
Mhm.
something. And I kind of like how the body around where the shirt is and their gloves, you can kind of see these like darker stains on it, which kind of seems like around the clothes it's either more or less decayed
Yeah.
than the rest of the body that didn't have clothes, which makes sense since it was less exposed to air, so around the body or around the clothes it would be more decayed, since less air it would probably decay faster.
Yes, I agree with a lot of the points that you've made. But going back to the original or default version of the Ghoul Trooper, if you look at their eyes, one thing that I think would make this skin a whole lot better if they made her eyes bloodshot. I don't know why I
That would
thought
be a
this,
cool
but I
style.
thought it would look a lot better. Do you think we
Well,
should
we
be able?
can. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
No, you keep going.
Okay, I was gonna ask if we should, even though we can't see it here, talk about the OG style.
Okay. You talk about it first.
Okay, well we can't see it, but if we go to the Brainiac skin, we can see a glimpse of it on him. It's the Ghoul Trooper style for him. So we'll just talk about him, and we'll kill two birds with one stone. Talking about this style for him and Ghoul Trooper. Does that sound good?
Yes. Wait, no, wait.
So,
Before we move on, can we rate Ghoul Trooper?
well, as I was gonna say, Gold Trooper has an OG style, and if we go to Brainiac, he also has that same thing for his Gold Trooper style. So I was gonna say before we rate her, we talk about that style for both Gold Trooper and Brainiac at the same time. Therefore, killing two birds with one stone.
Okay.
So I'll continue on the Gold Trooper style for Brainiac, and then we'll rate Gold Trooper. But Brainiac, I kind of like this style. It brings the green skin of the zombie style for Ghoul Trooper, but it adds the pink, like, ripped up skin of the original style for Ghoul Trooper, all in one. The hair, though, is a little different color, and I've seen videos, so I know that the hair is also pink on the Ghoul Trooper, and there's ripped clothes. But it's a cool style, in my opinion, probably my favorite, but what I don't like is how majority in Ghoul Trooper and Brainiac is basically just a default skin. Anything to say about this?
No, not really. I agree with most of the points that you made. You think we're able to rate?
Yeah, let's rate Ghoul Trooper.
So before we
And,
rate, I would like to say to our viewers that we do not rate. The way we rate is on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. I don't know why some people are like, Well, since you said 1, that means I look really great. No, that's not how it works. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. So, if I had to rate Ghoul Trooper...
Wait, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Alrighty.
Can we talk about her back bling? Because we forgot about to talk about that.
I
We
would
should
like to
talk
rate
about
that
that before we
separately,
rate her.
but yes.
Well, I'm gonna rate it with her since it's technically part of that skin, and you get it with her. So let's talk about that. Would you like to go first?
I would love to go first. Well, the first thing I noticed when this skin, when I saw this back bling, is that it doesn't really match the skin. It might match the green zombie version, but not the version that it lets you see it with. It says it's not so cute anymore, as the caption of bare-brained, but there's a lot of cool features of this back bling, even though I do not like it very much. When you move it, the brain, ears, and eyes seem to jiggle, which is very cool. You also notice that there is duct tape around one eye, which probably means that that eye fell out and the mouth is stitched in some areas. One reason that the mouth could have been stitched was a form of muzzle that they used back in the zombie ages, but I don't think that's why it's stitched. What do you think about this
The
back bling?
zombie ages. Well, as you can see under the duct tape, the eye is still there, but maybe it was cut up so badly that that's a form of eye patch for zombies who aren't so smart. Um, Again, just like the normal Gold Trooper, I like the pink under the eye to kind of seem like the skin was ripped there, and I do like the stitches around the mouth. And top where the brain is, you can see that there's pink there around it, meaning that that part was pried open. But the brain, obviously because it's supposed to be a kid's game, looks pretty cartoonish, but I like that about it, because it's a kid's game, so it kind of adds a quite funny look to this not-so-cute bear. Anything to say about that?
I do not. I think that was a very good and peaceful argument that you have made towards your opinion on bare-brained back bling.
Okay, now that we've finally judged that back bling, shall we finally judge this skin on a 1 to 5 scale?
I would love to judge the skin, so we are judging the skin with the back bling, correct?
Yes.
If I had to rate the skin out of 5, I would probably rate the skin a 4.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. And also, for any of you viewers out there, if there are gonna be any watching this video, don't get mad at us, because this is just our opinion. If you think this is the best skin or the worst, then feel free, if you are watching, to comment down below. But these are just our opinions.
We are completely neutral to down in the comments section. If you have an opinion on the skin, please feel free to share with us. We would love to comment back, and most likely we will heart your comment. Shall we
Yes.
move on?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Should we
Now,
rate?
we already
No, please let
we
me
already
talk.
covered the Ghoul Trooper style of Brainiac. So let's talk about the default, and then we would rate it.
Before we move on, should we rate the zombie version of Gold Trooper a different rating or rate it all the same?
We rated it all the same.
Okay. I know you said that we should only rate the default version of Brainiac, but I would actually like to rate them both and have another conversation again.
Well, I was saying, we've already talked about Ghoul Trooper style. I wasn't saying just rate the default. I was saying, since we already talked about Ghoul Trooper, let's just talk about default.
Okay, but
If you know what I'm talking about.
Alright. Well, starting off with the Brainiac skin, you notice that it has the same zombie-like version and the white hair and looks very similar to the zombie version of Gold Trooper. Some things that you notice that are different are the different dog tag style and a little magazine holder right here. Also, he has 2 belts on. Since he is a version of Jonesy, he has the same iconic bandana and is just a pretty good skin in my opinion. You notice that this skin looks like he has lipstick on and has some cuts on his lip. The white hair of the skin makes it look, like we said earlier, like it is an old and decayed skin. And you realize that his arm thing is not as high tech as some of the other skins that have it. What do you have to say about this skin?
Well, if you realize that on this Brainiac skin, which came out last year without Ghoul Trooper, this was a thing before, just not the Ghoul Trooper style, which means the Epic Games employees probably made the zombie style of Ghoul Trooper after this Brainiac look. Just something to point out. But also, if you look at Brainiac's mouth and the shadow around his eyes in the default style, it's a different color than in the zombie style on Ghoul Trooper. Because Brainiac has a reddish mouth, while zombie style of Ghoul Trooper has a purplish. And around her eyes, she has shadow on the top, while Brainiac has shadow almost all around it.
I was going to mention this as well, like that the eyes look similar but very different compared to the zombie version of Ghoul Trooper compared to the Ghoul Trooper version of Brainiac.
Yeah. This skin also is mainly default, so there's not really much to say about the clothes, but as you said before, it doesn't seem as high-tech. And I feel like, since we already talked about the zombie style of Ghoul Trooper, I feel like we should rate Brainiac already, since we've already talked about Ghoul Trooper a lot.
I have a
What do you
few
say?
comments to add to the Ghoul Trooper version, though, if that's okay with you.
Perfectly fine.
So when you go into the Ghoul Trooper skin, you realize that it has different color hair and ripped teeth, which I thought was awesome because on the normal Ghoul Trooper, only half the mouth was ripped. I really like the contrast between green and pink as in muscle, and I just like how the colors combined. Because the blue didn't really match the pink muscle, but it still looked good. But I really do like the skin because it is a whole heck of a lot cheaper and is just a good skin. I think it is good for a green skin, but it's not the best. It obviously could be a lot better, but it is still a good skin in my opinion. I think that's all I have to say about this skin. Would you like to rate it?
I would love to rate it. I'll go first this time. If I had to give this skin a rating, I'd honestly give it probably a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5, you say? I was going to say 3, but I have recently changed my mind to 4 out of 5. Actually, no, I changed my mind to 3. I changed my mind to 3 because I don't really like the default version of this skin. The Gold Trooper skin makes it a lot better. I feel like this is the style I would use if I wore this skin. So I'm going to
Yeah.
tally this rating down as 3 out of 5 in my journal.
Now, since we've judged both skins, and that's basically all there is in this quote-unquote set, since it's technically not part of a set, for the final, we should head on to the final ratings.
Okay. What should we call this set?
Well, it's technically not a set. We could just call it Ghoul Trooper and Brainiac. But if you want to come up with a set, I don't know, Ghouls could be one, but I don't know. Let's just judge it flat out.
Alright, so
Because we gave Ghoul Trooper a 4.
the Gold Trooper and
And Brainiac a
Brainiac set,
3.
if you rate them together, this set is a combined set of a 3.5 star, which is a higher star rating than the other thing that we rated in a later video coming on next. The Skull Trooper set. So this set has a 3.5 average of rating, which is really good if you ask me. I have not seen a set that has gotten higher than that so far, even though we've only done 2 sets. What do you have to say about this, Bobby?
Well, this thing is about sets. The less skins, the more likely a skin or set is to have a higher rating. Say if the Brainiac or Ghoul Trooper, whatever set you want to call it, had 10 items in it, then it would most likely not have a 3.5 because of all the items. But I still feel like out of the two skins, it definitely does deserve a 3.5 rating, though. They're not terrible,
But
but
they're not that good either.
they're not the best, but they're not the worst at all. They're pretty good.
I
But I
personally
think that's gonna be our
continue.
rating.
That is going to conclude our rating, Bobby. You guessed right. I personally like these skins a lot, but I feel like Epic Games could have done a lot better, even though they're great skins. Thank you guys for watching this video.